The Marawi City crisis started when armed conflict between the ISIS-aligned Maute terrorist group led by Isnilon Hapilon and Omar Maute and the armed forces of the Philippines erupted on 23rd of May 2017. The crisis took place when the terrorist group attacked Marawi City as they occupied various key terrains with snipers, machine gun nests, and formidable forces that served as strongholds, thereby making security forces difficult to destroy their defensive positions. This terrorist group armed offensive to the city has forced the armed forces of the Philippines to deploy a huge force to defeat them and to liberate Marawi from terrorist influence and defend the people of Marawi City from radical activities. With then, various AFP units from Luzon, Visayas, and other units in Mindanao, together with the PNP forces, were committed to defeat the attackers, thereby requiring intensive combat service support operations to sustain the Battle of Marawi. Recognizing the necessities of support and services by the operating units, 10th Forward Service Support Unit came into action in coordination with the 1st Logistics Support Brigade. 10th Forward Service Support Unit has crafted and implemented its sustainment plan to support Joint Task Force Marawi with a mission to conduct general support combat service support operations effective upon implementation of Upland Liberation in order to sustain the combat operations in Lanao del Sur Province, particularly in Marawi City.
Logistical supplies na kaya natin before, during, and after operation. Kung hindi natin kaya provide, i-request natin sa headquarters. Request tayo ng NRP. Initially, ang main supply hub will be dito headquarters natin. Dito pala yung logistic support area. So lahat ng gagawing mga major repairs sa sasakyan, even firearms, dito pala yung gagawin sa logistic support area. Ang primary logistics cell natin, which is another logistically point, established natin sa Campo Ranao, sa headquarters ng 103rd Brigade. Dito sa headquarters 103rd, dito yung pinaka-brigade support area. Doon natin lalagay. Andyan yung supply platoon, meron dyan transportation, tsaka maintenance. So full force dyan, yung tropa. We will bring forward lahat ng kaya natin dalang spare parts, MRE, timing lang, andyan yung MRE natin. Of course, yung fuel tanker natin, isasama natin yan dyan. And the van shop para for storage ng ating mga ammunitions and maybe later on explosives para safe naman. Ang secondary outside natin will be at our forward service support team in Titocalan. So, kupulogate lang siya doon, i-report natin yung personnel doon. See, we are expecting many logistical movements in that area. That will become the staging point lahat ng papasok na military or combat forces sa Campo Ranao. Ano rin yan is naglagay din ang effort. Maglalagay din tayo ng tao dyan. So we will be expecting ammunitions. Hindi natin makarga lahat. Espat naman natin yung import of demarcation. Primary is illegal. Illegal ang pinakamalapit na care or port. Dapat na magkagamit saan babasakit. Ang secondary is Cagayan. Yun, hindi mo na importante yung ibahaya kailangan mo sa Lanao. Dito mo na pinaulit sa Cagayan. Ito mo na sa ating headquarters. With the effort, meron din pupusin silang branch na supply, pero this will be on the basis. Ang record ng darating, dumating, i-restart na sa building.
To sustain the momentum of combat operations at the main battle area, the primary logistics cell of 10th Forward Service Support Unit has issued firearms, ammunition and explosives, and fighting equipment at the brigade support area to sustain and enhance the firepower capability of combat troops through maximum and sustained delivery of fires in order to prevent the enemy to recover. These efforts have contributed to extend the operational reach through sustenance of their firepower requirements during combat. Recognizing the necessity of involved combat units on move capability, the transportation platoon at the logistics support area and secondary logistics cell facilitated and provided the transportation requirements that lead to the speedy transport of troops, armored vehicles, and supplies to the different staging areas and lines of departure. These further heightened the success of the combat operations through timely prepositioning of troops, equipment, and supplies. To sustain the delivery of firepower, advantage of equipment, and provisions of transportation requirements, the maintenance platoon at the primary logistics cell has maintained and serviced the repair of unserviceable issued assets of the operating units. To prevent any delays on movement of all involved units in transporting reinforcement forces, repositioning supplies and equipment, the supply platoon employed the refuel of the move operations, which front-loaded and issued fuel and lubricants at primary and secondary logistics cell. The unit facilitated the issuance of meal ready-to-eat, packs, bottled water, canned goods, and provided personnel manning to AFP mobile kitchen to cater food services for incoming or outgoing forces at brigade support area and main battle area. These provisions have sustained the momentum of forces and extended their operational reach through the sustenance of meal provision of the operating units. At the outset, the different logistics rallying points has issued huge rounds of small arms and artillery ammunition, demolition materials and explosives, assorted firearms and special fighting equipment, vehicles and armament spare parts, assorted quartermaster items, and petroleum oil and lubricants. Further, a total of 306 units of vehicles and 25 firearms were repaired. Furthermore, the unit has serviced a total of 1,406 dispatches intended for hauling of personnel, supplies, and equipment from staging areas to respective destinations. This brings a total of 10,486 personnel transported and estimated weight of 8,064 tons with a total of 254,719 kilometers traveled. Moreover, the unit has provided services such as temporary shelter through issuance and installation of 38 tents, establishment and construction of 25 latrines, installation of 2 units water purification equipment and 2 water collection equipment, emplacement of generator sets at the brigade support area and other areas where combat troops have no electric power supply, and providing competent personnel to operate the AFP mobile kitchen that provides food services for incoming and outgoing forces at the brigade support area and main battle area. These services were benefited by more or less 10,000 troops deployed in Marawi City.